February
February
7th,
7th,
practice,
practice,
Moto
Moto
MX.
MX.
Come and get
Come and get
some.
some.
So this was practice the other night. Day started inside with machinery, but man, we had about 8 hours of 8 hours of play. Uh, Jeff was running the camera. He did some really good work. There was 6 bikes. There was a seventh guy there, but he didn't have any time. He had to work on his bike, but he wanted to get something ready for this weekend. We got an oval race this weekend. I'll show a little bit of it later on in this video. Hang on to it, baby. But just discussion in between runs and afterwards, I'm finding out now they got just everybody looking and keeping their eyes peeled. They got a rear piston. Or actually, there's two machine pistons. Losi makes one, and Hot Racing makes one. That I'll be trying those. Um, I don't know about precision. She was talking about maybe some inconsistency, and yeah, the talk about the Loctite and stuff. He said that he really had never seen that much Loctite. It was on the bottom of his forks, but yeah, you got to take them apart. You got to check stuff out on them. They don't work. I don't know about the suspension on this bike. I can speak towards it on a couple of them. I don't know what he's got going on this one, but we ran. I think we decided on 10. As one of the guys was leaving, we did kind of a battery count. How many batteries we thought we ran? Quite a few. I think I ran about 16 or 17 between the indoor and the outdoor. We went till about 9 o'clock. Started, I don't know, 2:30 probably. On the throttle through that. But now talking about forks too. Somebody stepped his up to, he'd added spacers in the front forks using full travel on it, or assumedly full travel. I don't think they move well out all the way out on the end myself. Like this bike, it has 8 millimeters of preload, okay, but I limited the shock to do it. I took the spacers out, trying to find the sweet spot on the front fork, because that really helps when if you land on that front end. If you just give in the shock, it handles that a little bit better. But he was preloading 8 millimeters by adding spacers, which is actually making it stiffer overall. A little more travel. I guess if your shock's good out way out on the end, I found that for the most part, they're not. I went on the outdoor track here, back to the harder spring. I think I talked about that in another video. But I softened it quite a bit. So it lets the back of the bike set down, kind of take up some of the wheelie. Gives you just that little bit of to catch it. Which I could see the suspension and the action on the indoor. We didn't get any video of the off road indoor because the camera broke. I had to go get a different camera. We thought maybe the card was full or something, but no, it actually just quit working. I had to get a different camera, something to get me through because the camera's only 3 months old. Does a whole lot. I think the visual's better on it without getting into like a $1,200 camera. I don't know anything about this bike. This was somebody new. He's doing really good. Getting it around there. But I don't know anything about suspension, any of the. I think we pretty much. I went to a punch of five on the outdoor. I really think just, and took the front brake off, just no aluminum, trying to keep it as light as I can more motocross situation, which this one here will actually pack down in spots. It will pack even with the knob. You could see a couple spots today. This is from 2 days ago. I could see a couple spots today where right down through this section, starting to get real hard. The knobbies aren't really able to bite into it much. I mean, if you go off to the side, they do. You got to keep tapping on that. You go over that jump, which had a lot of kickers. You kick the back end up. Man, I just think if your suspension's a little softer, it limits that kick, that rear end kick on them. But it's rutted pretty bad in the center. These things are the kings of tearing a track up. Man down. So yeah, I think we had four. I mean, at one point we had up to six out there, but like I said, Jeff's running a camera, so he can't. He's not running. He got his fill. I don't think anybody broke anything either. I could have right there. I hit somebody. I think that was a green bike. I think I got him again later. This is crew having at it. Now that is fun. I can't even explain it. You got to do it. One wheelie got out of hand there. I don't know if I lost a whole lot of time though. And then this is how the day started actually, because I had to do something inside so we can have fun. I had got an oval going in for this weekend. Don't really do a lot of oval. Still do some, but I like building tracks too. This is just as fun as running on them. I get bored with tracks, but because I can just go out and change it, it just takes a few hours. It's an oldie but a goodie. And there you go, total transformation. At this point, not packed. That's what we actually ran on inside. And we do some dirt like ovaling inside. That was before I drug it. This dragging was the next day. Trying to flatten it out for the 10 scale cars. Go around it. Get the Humpties this way, that way, up, down, pack it, water it, pack it, drag it some more, get it nice and flat for them. And it does have a little character, but it's very flat. Now this is when it was still rough. So you see that far end, you see the bouncy, 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 bouncy. It was not drug out like that. It was just a bit of float drag and not much of a pack either. It was, a lot. I'm trying to keep it as motocrossy as possible. This surface does pack down a lot more, pretty quickly actually. I don't know why I have so many miles of an orange bike. Much like it. That was my indoor setup there. Got some special stuff on the rear end. And 8mm preload, but limited on the front forks. This is full outdoor motocross. Tell you that. I ran the clutch with the way out, open it up. Front forks compressing because that should have been a dance all the way to the wall, and I didn't really lose that much time during. Harder suspension, a little wheelie there. The blue one's got the harder full travel on the front. So here's some of the smoothed out oval, pre-packed, even got probably a little bit of pre-grooving started. And it's got my old beat up homemade tire with 10 or 11 batteries on it. It's got 100 minutes just hammering it on when the off-road was grooved up. I'll show a shot of that. Just bouncing the whole bike. There's that blown out tire. Just completely bald on the left side. Now here's a replay of that one. Watch left and right shock compression. I mean, you can just see them forks giving way. What a hoot. If you're low-C promoto and keep tapping the throttle.